The Zephyrian armada had arrived with the confidence of conquerors, their crystalline ships casting shadows across Earth's blue skies like dark promises. Commander Zalthek stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the primitive world rotate beneath them. Intelligence reports indicated a young species, barely beyond their home planet, wielding crude chemical rockets and nuclear weapons. It should have been a simple harvest. "Begin the ultimatum broadcast," Zalthek commanded, his four eyes gleaming with anticipation. The Zephyrians had claimed 17 worlds in the past century, each submission easier than the last. This would be number 18. The message reached every human communication device simultaneously. "Inhabitants of the third planet, your world has been selected for Zephyrian colonization. Surrender your governments and prepare for relocation to designated zones. Resistance is futile. You have 72 of your hours." On Earth, President Chen Wei stared at the translated message, her hands steady despite the magnitude of what she was reading. Around her, the emergency council erupted in panicked voices, but she remained silent, thinking. The aliens had made one critical error in their assessment. They had underestimated not human technology, but human nature. "Get me a secure line to Moscow, London, New Delhi, and Brasilia," she said quietly. "And someone find me Dr. Sarah Martinez at the Deep Space Research Institute." 60 hours later, Dr. Martinez stood in a bunker 2 miles beneath the Colorado mountains, her fingers dancing across holographic displays. Around her, the greatest minds from every human nation worked in unprecedented cooperation. The alien ultimatum had done what centuries of diplomacy could not. It had united humanity completely. "The quantum resonance frequency is locked," she announced. "The gravitational wave generators are synchronized across all continents. Moscow reports ready. London confirms. New Delhi is online. São Paulo gives the green light." President Chen's voice crackled through the communicators. "Dr. Martinez, are you absolutely certain this will work?" Sarah's eyes were bright with the kind of dangerous certainty that had sent humans to the moon with slide rules and primitive computers. "Ma'am, we've had 70 years to study quantum mechanics, 50 years of gravitational wave research, and 30 years of theoretical work on space-time manipulation. The Zephyrians made one mistake. They gave us time to think." Above them, Zalthek waited as the deadline approached. No surrender, no communication. The humans seemed to be ignoring them entirely. How refreshingly naive. "Commence planetary bombardment," he ordered. "Target major population centers first." The Zephyrian weapons charged, energy readings climbing toward devastating levels. But as the first bombardment began, something impossible happened. The energy beams bent, curved, and scattered as if space itself was warping around the planet. "Report," Zalthek bellowed. "Commander, we're detecting massive gravitational anomalies. The entire planet appears to be shifting." On Earth, Dr. Martinez watched her instruments with growing excitement. "It's working. The gravitational field generators are creating localized space-time distortions. Their weapons can't maintain coherent targeting." But that was only phase 1. The real surprise came when humanity revealed what they had actually been building during those 72 hours. Not weapons. Humanity had learned something the Zephyrians never expected. While other species developed better guns, humans had developed better ideas. "Initiate the Alcubierre protocol," Sarah commanded. Across Earth, massive installations hummed to life. They weren't weapon platforms. They were the most ambitious engineering project in human history. Using principles of space-time manipulation that would have taken most species centuries to master, humanity had built something unprecedented in 3 days, a planetary scale faster than light drive. Zalthek watched in horror as the blue planet simply vanished from normal space, taking its moon along for the ride. His sensors screamed contradictory data as Earth entered a controlled Alcubierre bubble, effectively removing itself from the local space-time continuum. "Where did they go?" his tactical officer whispered. The answer came 47 minutes later when Earth rematerialized, directly inside the Zephyrian formation. The aliens had never encountered a species that would move an entire planet as a combat maneuver. The gravitational shockwaves from Earth's sudden reappearance sent crystalline ships tumbling like leaves. But humanity wasn't finished demonstrating why they were different. "Open all channels," President Chen ordered from her bunker. Her voice reached every Zephyrian ship simultaneously. "Commander Zalthek of the Zephyrian Empire, my name is Chen. Wei and I speak for the human species. You came to our home believing we were weak because our technology seemed primitive. You measured us by our weapons and found us wanting. This was your error." Earth's population had scattered to prepared bunkers, but they were very much alive and very much unified. The planet's new position had been calculated precisely, close enough to demonstrate human capability, far enough to avoid unnecessary destruction. "We could have built bigger guns," Chen continued. "Instead, we built something better. We built the impossible, and we built it in 3 days. This is what humans do when we work together. This is what happens when you threaten our home." Zalthek's mind reeled. No species had ever weaponized space-time manipulation on this scale. No species had ever moved a planet as a tactical decision. The implications were staggering. "Your armada is now surrounded by a species that can relocate entire worlds on a whim," Chen's voice continued. "We suggest you reconsider your invasion plans." The Zephyrian commander looked around at his scattered, damaged fleet, then at the impossible sight of a planet that had moved itself across space to make a point. He had conquered 17 worlds, but he had never faced anything like this. "Set course for home," he ordered quietly. "Emergency velocity." As the crystalline ships limped away from the solar system, Dr. Martinez began the calculations to move Earth back to its proper orbit. The technical challenges were immense, but she was smiling. "You know," she said to President Chen over the communicator, "I think they finally understand what makes humans special. We don't just adapt to the universe when necessary, we make the universe adapt to us." Earth shimmered and vanished again, returning home to its familiar place around the sun, carrying 8 billion humans who had just announced to the galaxy that they were not to be underestimated. The Zephyrians had wanted Earth. Now they had learned why that was never going to happen.